Welcome to Creative DIY with Momdas and welcome to Vlogtember episode 11. This September 2021 I have a lot of craft videos throughout the month, especially using old book pages. And today I'm going to share with you many DIYs using old book pages that are perfect for fall tiered tray decor. So let's start with DIY number 1. So I am starting with these two medicine bottles. These are plastic. I'm just making a decorative thing for the tiered tray. I just cleaned this bottle. The insides I have taken out. I did not bother much about the labels. You can take them out. Basically I'm going to replace the labels, so I can just paste over it and it will be good for a seasonal decor touch. I like it because of this dark stained colored bottles. They will look nice when there are lights around in the house and amongst other decorative items. This will give a beautiful fall vibe. Keeping these aside, I have taken an old book paper from an old novel that I'm using this month for my Vlogtember crafts. So you can get a label printed right on a textbook paper. Just attach this paper, just tape this paper on 4 sides on an A4 size paper, and you have to position your label or design and get it printed on a regular printer. Or you can just use a stamp and stamp a design on it if you have one of those, or I just made my own design. I just use a black color pen and I made a sign. Now this is one way. Another way is I like to look for some labels. I just took some French labels, printables from internet, and had printed them out on a regular A4 size paper, and I cut out one such label that I want to place. I want all text matter to see through, so I just took off that plain piece and I am just having an idea, a measurement of how much of the label do I want, because a little amount of the bottle should also show through. So this is the amount that I want, and I'm tearing these pages and not clearly cutting them because they will have this soft edges and which will look really nice, like an old paper, vintage paper. This would be a nice thing to add. Next, all you have to do is just glue it on top of this. So this is the first bottle and this is slightly smaller bottle, and here I just have the plain page, and I just took this printout from my A4 size printout here, and this label is going in the center of this one. Now it looks really shiny here. The white is striking out too much and doesn't merge with the text paper. So there's this easy solution for this. I just took some coffee powder in a little container and a wet brush, and I'm just going to stain my label, the white label, with coffee powder, and it will look aged. Not just the label, I added little extra stain around the edges of the label and on the edges of the bigger label to give it that aged vintage look. So once it's dry, the contrast will be reduced, but it will look as if the edges are more yellowed or aged. Now it's wet, but let this dry and it would be perfect. I have done the same thing with the bigger bottle with already a printed label here. I'm just highlighting the edges. For the caps, I'm just marking it on another piece of old book page, and I'm going to cut it out and stick it on my lids here. So I even stained the top of the lid labels with little coffee stain and added two old book page strips on the neck of the lids, and I think they will make a good collection for a tier tray in the fall vibes. My today's video is part of the Minis challenge that is hosted every month by Corey from the channel Crafted by Corey, and I'll put links to her channel and playlist in my description box. For the second DIY, I always enjoy making stack of books. Now I'm not going to make a matchbox stack. I'm going to use this cardboard box that came with some waffies or the waffle biscuits. So I'm just using this cover, this empty. So I took one such box. I always keep them for crafting. I had cut them into two pieces like this. I just use a blade to cut it. One slightly smaller than the other. So they just stack up like this. So I have them, and I want to make that vintage aged books look here and make them really nice, and because of the aged look it will go perfectly with the fall decor. So now every book has these edges which are plain, so I'm going to use these plain strips, or maybe look for a page like this which has more plain section. So I'm going to take these edges and cover these sides with this paper, and then we'll go ahead. So first I'm going to collect these plain portions. So say this edge, I'm just going to glue it neatly and it will be like this. So similarly I'll cover all the four edges. So you see I added these paper on the edges, and this one on the side edges, but not on this which I want to make the spine of the book. So the two books will look distinctly different. Now I'm using this, I just strip off the top layer of a corrugated cardboard sheet. It has this brown color which would be contrasting to that of the old book pages, and I'm going to cover this edge with this. Now before, so I'm just going to cut a strip of it, and I'll just cover it like this. Now for the topmost page, I took a piece of paper and cut it to the size with the page number in the bottom. Now the top I left empty. I found another page which has a chapter number over it, and I'm just going to place it, just adjusting it, and glue the whole thing together, trim off the extra, and this will become the first page of my textbook. Next I'm going to tie my vintage stack of books using white vintage looking lace and jute rope over it to give the perfect contrast that is required on both the books. Isn't this so beautiful? I'm taking a little more of coffee stain and just doing the edges. Not much, otherwise it will look done or created. It should look natural, so just a little, maybe smudge it. Just this much, not more. These are the places which are more used, so here. And I think this is perfect. If you like what you see, and if you like to see more of old book pages craft, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. third DIY, how about taking a pumpkin? So I'm going to take some pages and tear them into sizes that I want. Now what size should you pick? So for the novel size, I'm taking say 1/3 of a sheet. So here you see me folding it so that I can make equal 1/3s. Now if you want a bigger one, obviously you need to cut bigger pieces, smaller ones, smaller pieces. So I have now 6 of these pieces. Now it's going to be a 3D pumpkin standing on its own with old book pages. So the minimum number of such piece is 4, at least 4 for it to stand on its own. And how much ever, the maximum number is, there's no limit. You can use as many as you want. The more the number of these pages that you use, the more denser your pumpkin is going to look. I'm going to fold it slightly and cut this portion in a round fashion. And this is the top. I'm also going to cut here. So this is going to be the place where the stalk is supposed to come. So I have cut it like this. So here are 6 of them. I think I'm going to cut 6 more such pieces. And they have to be absolutely identical. So 6 pieces. I'm going to fold it into half. This one is already, this group is in half. Place this one on top of this so that I make the exact same shape. Now I did not take a perfect circle. It's like spread out circle so that it's nice, fat, a sitting, happy looking pumpkin. Now I separate the individual pieces out and fold them into half and make a stack like this. Now taking 2 pieces, not inside, just on this edge, a little bit of glue, and I stick it together. I just ran out of my glue stick. So I don't want to stop, so I'm digging into my glue stick for some glue right now. I'll have to go to a store. So I just am making a, building up a stack of these shapes, folded shapes. Now I have the stack ready. I'm just taking my coffee stain and adding it onto the curved edge of this stack. You can add any color here, maybe orange if you want a brighter color scheme, because I'm going for a little rustic tone today, or a dark academia tone, so I'm just using some more coffee stain, a strong one here. And now I'll add some glue on this edge of the spine, and you can see how it goes. Just add some glue on the first and the last piece and it will be ready. So more the sheets that you add, the more denser the pumpkin will be. Next I took a strip of paper and I'm just rolling it up, and this is going to be my stalk of the pumpkin, and I add some glue here and close it. Add some more glue at one end of the pumpkin and then glue it right in the center. So here is my stalk ready. I found a little wire and I'm just going to wind it slightly around my finger and get this spiral thing, and I'll just use some hot glue and glue it in the center of my pumpkin to form its tendril. The final reveal. I hope you liked my today's rustic, vintage, dark academia kind of fall decor DIYs, which are perfect to be decorated on a tiered tray for autumn or fall. And especially these are all old book pages. They have so much character and warmth about them. I love the text and the yellowed pages that are seen in these. If you like this video, please give this video a thumbs up, share this video, put down your comments, and if you're new here, please consider subscribing and make sure that you are notified of my upcoming videos. And please do come back for more old book pages ideas, craft Vlogtember, and I'll see you very soon because I have videos coming almost every day. Thank you so much everybody. Have a great day.